TV 111, Osei Kufuor, I'm back at y'all again. Now I come to the part where I really get into the deepness of the physicality and the spirituality. So this video is titled Physicality and Spirituality, but it's going to have a little bit of culture identification in what I'm speaking about. Now, a lot of people here in what we call the United States, which is a corporation, we tend to think that we are the same as the Africans who comes here to go to school and things of that nature. But as I said in my earlier videos, all black faces is not black. All black faces is not black. Now the Africans in Africa, what we call Africa, they are not the same as the so-called black faces in what we call America. These are two different bloodlines. And within these individual bloodlines, you have these bloodlines that comes from different planets. So when we're talking about continents and countries, you are separating the different energies. So when I say that the people in the so-called Africa are different people, I'm talking about they are different energies from those who are here. Now, this is why we don't get along. A lot of y'all say, well, our own African people don't love us. They don't like us. It's not because they don't like you intentionally. It's just that it's in their energy, it's in their soul, because they are different, a different breed of energy that comes from a different planet. This is why I tell people that the slave trade never fucking happened. It never existed. They had to make you believe that a slave trade existed so that they can tie you to those people over there that has nothing to do with your energy. So now when you look at them, you say that we did this and these are our ancestors. Your ancestors come from a whole total different planet. Building the pyramids is miraculous in the Matrix. It's okay. But the pyramids is not really miraculous in the things that you can't see. There are other things that your ancestors built that you can't see, and it's not even on this planet or on this plane that we call Earth. A lot of this can go over y'all head, but for my third eye initiators, you will understand. And when you understand what I'm saying, your DNA will understand, and your DNA will activate because you'll start thinking. We're talking about our DNA activating. We're talking about doing surgery by way of thinking. Doing surgery physically is not surgery. This is why doctors who do surgery physically can't heal shit on this realm. We are real doctors when we are able to master what we have here. Your tools is in your mind. This is your workshop. To the Masons out here, this is your workshop. So when we are talking about Africans in Africa and Africans in America, it's two different species. You have a group of people who are ancient, then you have a group of people who are new. Those who are in Africa are new beings, they are babies. This is why they want to come here and marvel at the things that we have spiritually, but we don't even know what's going on inside of us spiritually. They see things in us that we can't see in ourselves. So what do? They create your history, put the slave trade in the middle of it to make you think that you are them. Even though you are your child, remember that you have certain things in you that have been traveling or transferring before your child came here. This is why you have to nurture your child that you give birth to. This is why you have to teach your child, raise your child, teach it the ways of the world. It's not saying that your child is more illiterate than you, because your child is you. But at the same time, your child has something in it that separates it from you, which is the DNA. Your child may have 10 to 20 megahertz of a different bloodline in them that you don't have, and is able to see things that you can't see, even though you are an adult physically. But spiritually or soulfully, your child could be more ancient than you. Think about what I'm saying. When you think, you are creating civilizations. When you think, you are creating civilizations. The reason why you are right here, right now, you are able to consciously know that you are here is because before you came here, there was another part of you that existed that was thinking. And they accidentally thought you up. So by them accidentally thinking you up, this is where the word faith comes from. To have a faith the size of a mustard seed, meaning on accident. Just that little bit of faith and them daydreaming about them being in another life. See, when you daydream, you are creating other worlds for yourself. You are already recording yourself to be able to exist in another dimension. So right now, as you are thinking, you are existing somewhere else. You once existed in Africa. This is why you are fighting over whether you are African or not. You have graduated from being an African to what they call a so-called African American, but an extraterrestrial. Meaning that the DNA that the Africans have in Africa today, you had that, but now you have something that's turned on that is beyond that African. You still have that African in you and is asleep. But you had to leave 4th grade to go to 5th grade. So those Africans you see over there today, they will come here upon leaving their body there. They will be the so-called African Americans. But I call them extraterrestrials. Now I want to go into something else. I want to go into the art of communication. I always talk about the science of communication, but there's an art of communication. Because after the science is the foundation. Then the art comes. The foundation is the whiteboard, it's the picture. The art is the work itself. How do we communicate? How do we communicate? When we communicate out of our mouth, we are really deaf. When we talk about people doing sign language, they not deaf. We deaf. We the ones that really can't hear with our real ears. This is why we have to talk out of our mouth. This is our sign language. This is the lowest form of communication. Our ancestors at one time, which is us, could communicate from here. Do you get what I'm saying? So the art of communication is to be able to feel the language of the people that you are around. When you are around people and you say, this don't feel right, this is you listening to them with your real ears. This is you feeling them, as you say, or I would call it to hear them with your real ears. Your mind is your real ears. Your mind is your real mouth. Your mind is your real eyes. All of your senses is one. They took all of your senses and what they did was they fragmented it to make you feel like you were small. When they fragment your senses, what they did was they broke up your brain initiation to be able to see things from one perspective. So now you are seeing things from many senses. When all your senses is one, your smelling, your hearing, and your seeing all come from here. You can smell with your mind, see with your mind, and hear with your mind. All right? So with that much said, Black Science TV 111, Osei Kufuor, I'm out. Peace.